Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting painting video. John Menarsic Fine Art here. Just to let you know, we have a special guest in my studio today, my wife Laura. She's learning how to paint watercolor, so she's at our little desk over here. So since she is nowhere near our bird, he's going to be talking all the way through. If you hear a loud noise, that's just me throwing something at him, so don't let it bother you. So we're going to start today just like normal. But not. We are going to use our Viridian like normal, but instead of Alizarin Crimson, just like last week, we're using our Purple Lake. I don't know what I can use this damn thing for, so I'm trying here. Every once in a while you buy a color that you think you got an idea what the hell you're going to do with it, and it ends up not. But it actually mixes pretty good with the Viridian, so it's not too bad. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to have some mountains here. Okay, look at this. Just nothing major here, okay? That's it. That's it. Okay, now, we haven't had a waterfall in, well, probably since our last painting. Put one there. There we go. Waterfall in. Wow, it's been 2 minutes and our bird's been quiet. Look out. Maybe the threat of throwing something at him finally paid off. Okay, as of right now, you see all these funky colors that probably isn't in water and stuff. Doesn't matter. Once we do the opaque paint, like I keep talking about, it'll be, they'll look a lot better. But for right now, I want the sketch in. I want to know where I'm going with this whole painting, and the way to do it is get color down in a faint way, okay? Just like this. And get an idea of what I like for a composition. Once I find out what I like for the composition, then I put everything else in, okay? Now, what I'm probably gonna end up doing, I'm gonna have the waterfall pronounced a little bit with normal. Up here, I think I'm gonna make this real faint. So that's gonna be closer to grayish, where this will be a little darker, maybe even a lot darker. So it'll be like coming from back here forward. That's kind of what I'm having back in my head right now. So, let's see here. Ah, that one got messy. Look at that. Ah, paint all over the place. Get used to it. If you're gonna paint, you're gonna get messy. Okay, so, we're going with cerulean blue again. I don't know why I'm on a cerulean blue kick instead of my normal French ultramarine. But trust me, we'll get back to the French ultramarine, but right now, cerulean's working. Okay, so as you can see, I'm blending it with the mountain color. But that's not really the mountain color. That's just a sketch. And I'm getting the different colors into the sky. Because as you know, I don't like a boring one color sky. I like it to have a few different colors in it. And that way, get a little more interest. Let's see here. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm going to do my best mid-October and then most of November to get my videos out on time. But I've got 4 pretty big shows starting mid-October and then 3 in November. So I may be a day late here and there, but overall, I should be close on time. Should be close. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we got that down with opaque paint. So that works well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to redefine the same stuff I used before, just to give you an idea where we're at. That's going to be my distant. And that's going to be darker, flat top, kind of not flat top, flat top. And this will be more pronounced. This will be kind of our main mountain, as they say. Okay. So at this moment now, we're going to use a little more opaque paint. I'm going to use a little bit of purple, dioxazine purple, with Payne's gray. I want to make it a little cool looking. Okay, it's not going to be, you're seeing a lot of purple now, but it's going to have a little bit more gray in it. But it's going to be darker. I'm just using colors. I don't care exactly what color I'm using at the moment, it just has to be dark. Just has to be dark. I'm gonna bring it down to here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have land there or not, but I'm gonna put it down just in case. There we go. Do the same thing here. Alrighty. Okay, so that's a rough idea where we're going with our mountains. Still haven't decided about land, how we're gonna do it. But I wanna get the white in here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, wipe off my brush. I'm gonna wipe this off. I got thick paint here, which is the stage we're in. Because I want to make this go back, I'm going to take the thick paint off, and then I'm going to use the brush with the gray on it, but not thick. And that should put it back. It's going to be, you know, pine trees and fir trees or whatever the hell kind of trees they are. That's going to be in front of it a little bit too. So you're just going to see a little bit of it. Make this a little bit more. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take some raw sienna, a little bit of the Viridian. I'm going to see what I'm going to do about land. I'm not going to keep most of this, but I want an idea where I'm going. So I'm going to see if I have to bring the mountains down more or not. This is kind of what I talk about all the time about the sketch. Okay, you do the sketch the way I've done it, where it's really faint. You can see the canvas, okay? Barely anything on there. And that gives you the idea of exactly where you're at. You're not committing to anything. I committed to the sky, and I committed to the mountains where they're at. I haven't committed to anything else. Now, I'm gonna go right over my waterfall. Don't worry, I'll put it back in. I might not even keep it there. There we go. Okay, so I've got a decent idea where I'm at. This obviously is going to be land, so I'm going to use a little bit of purple. Payne's gray, raw sienna, whatever dark color I can find. I'm just going to throw that in. Got some of that purple lake. Got all kinds of stuff in here. This is just my background color. Okay, my underpainting, if you would. So I don't even care, as long as it's dark. That's all I care about right now. I want to bring that river up a little bit. And I think I'll just do Viridian and raw sienna on the rest. This is a 16 by 20 as normal. You probably know by now. I bought Blick had a great sale on their premier canvases, which is really good. This is a Blick canvas, as you know, but this is part of their, this is their normal value pack of 5 that I get. It's actually a very good canvas, but every once in a while when they got their premier, which is like their professional line, this is like a high-end student, low-end professional. So it's a really good canvas. But when I get that stuff on sale, I usually jump on it, so I'm thinking my next video, they're only 14 by 18 instead of 16 by 20, but I think I'm going to do a video on that and show you how that canvas looks. Okay, so we're all set now. Everything is down. Let's see how that looks on there. That actually works pretty good. So what I'm thinking about doing now, I'm gonna have a lot of pine trees and stuff like that. So for the right now, I'm gonna get a little bit of a little fan brush, just a little one. And I'm gonna start using some white here because I want it faint, so I don't want anything here pronounced. There we go. I'll wipe it off. And then I'm gonna blend the top right into the sky. There we go. That's it for that. I need this a little less pronounced. The more I hit it, the more it's being blended into the color behind it, the wet gray. So that's why the highlights are getting fainter and fainter. This is going to be more pronounced than that, so I want it to look like a progression, front, middle, back type of thing. So now I'm going to take the same color, I'm going to go here. But I'm going to keep these thicker. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, blend it into the sky so the transition is seamless. There we go. And I'm going to put a few clouds in the sky, not a ton, but a few. And then see how it looks from there. Not sure how I'm going to do the clouds yet. I don't want a ton of stuff in my way. And I am going to have trees here going up into the sky. So I may not actually, well, yeah, I'm going to put a few in right now. Not sure how high I'm going to have those pine trees come up. And they're probably not going to go higher than this peak. So I'll put a little bit of clouds in. Okay. Now I've got a little Payne's gray in there. Whoa, too much on the brush. There we go. Now we got a clean 1.5 inch, bristle preferred. And there's the bird again. He always likes to let everybody know he's around. I call him the little attention gobbler. That's all he does is look for attention. And the sad part is he knows mommy's here somewhere, but he doesn't see her, so it's driving him nuts. And I love it. The more I can drive him crazy, the better I like it. Life is good when he's losing his mind. My wife always gets mad at me for teasing him, but hey, the bird hates me anyway, so I'm gonna tease the crap out of him. Yep, I got green in here, don't worry about it. That's gonna blend right in. There you go. See how that goes? There we go. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that shows up real good. Okay, I'm just gonna take the white brush. The 1 inch. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start putting, I'm gonna do these highlights a little differently. I'm gonna put this more at an angle than that. These are higher up. I'm gonna kind of separate it. You can't really see what I'm doing right now because it's so dark, and what I'm putting on is kind of dark, but I'll lighten it up here in a minute. I'll lighten it up here in a minute because I'm going to put white on top of it, and then it won't be pure white because I don't want the highlights to all be the same. Again, it's just a matter of changing things up. Okay, Gotta change it up. You don't want everything the same. Pretty much nothing in nature is exactly the same. Nature goes all over the place. So your paintings need to have what I call, and I didn't coin the phrase, but a lot of other people have, controlled chaos. There we go. A little bit over here because the peak is like that. I'm not going to put much more. Do it on the top because the whole top would probably get light. It's flat, so depending on where the sun's up here, that whole side's gonna get, the whole top's gonna get light. There we go. This is all gonna be dark. I gotta blend that in. Thought I wiped it off my brush. Didn't get enough of it off, apparently. There we go. Make it dark. There we go. That works. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I got to put in the pine trees. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with all this. I know my waterfall is here. So the water line is going to start here. You don't have waterfall go down and then go back up. That's just, maybe in a surreal painting, but not, you know, semi-realistic. So I've got a whole lot of land back there. So I'm going to put some pine trees, fir trees, whatever the hell they are, through here. Not going to cover everything. And then I'll see what I'm going to do in the mid. So to do that, I'm going to use Viridian, Purple Lake, and Payne's Gray. And I'm going to start putting it on pretty thick now. One of the things you don't want to do is that everything the same height. Have them all over the place. Same thing with the thickness too. But you don't want to block everything that you've already laid out there. So this is where your eyesight comes in and what your feelings are. As far as, yeah, that looks good, that doesn't, whatever. Now this, I want to look like a big mountain. So I'm going to leave those highlights the way they are. And then I'll go above here. Right up into that cloud. What I'm doing here is I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do the land. So I know I'm going to have some yellow on here to green this up, and I might do, actually I'm going to do the same here. That dark will make it really good. There we go. Now I'm just going to follow that line. Make sure everything is right, and these will go down further. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, wipe off our brush big time. And I'll start with my yellow, my Winsor lemon. Okay, now it's going to look really bright yellow right now, but it's not, because I'm going to figuratively beat it into the canvas, so it'll just be green. We got to remember, we got a dark mishmash color there, so the yellow is gonna turn green, but I don't want a bright green because this is still mid to background. So I don't want it too bright. But right now I just got to get it to where I know where I'm at. One of the things with painting, regardless of what medium, is you got to know where you're at as you're going. It's okay to have a plan. Most of the time we don't, which I prefer. But once you start putting paint to canvas, then you have one thing tell you where your next thing is going, type of deal. And that's what I like doing. Watch this. Yep. I like that effect. I'll show you in a second. It's gonna be just a little waterfall now. There we go. Okay. Wipe off the brush so there's no heavy stuff. Now watch. Just like we do the clouds. You're not hitting it hard, you're just dispersing, moving the paint around. There we go. I see how you got the lights, darks, mediums, all that stuff there? That, my friends, is changing your value scale. That's also making it look really damn nice. Let's go up. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is I wanna lighten up some of these trees, not those. Those are further away, so they don't get lit. When you have something in the distance, it's going to be faint of color. The color itself is going to be dull. It's not going to have pronounced color. It's not going to have pronounced texture because it's too damn far away. I'm going right to here. Make these real thick and dense, but I don't want the real bright yellow. I keep tapping them in, and that'll blend them in to what we have in the background, and then we get our nice greens. Those I'll leave. Okay, so there we go. We got our background done and a good part of our midground. We screwed up our waterfall, but that's okay. We can always put it in a different way. I may not even have one. I'm looking right now and I probably won't have a waterfall. So write this down in your diary. Today, John did not have a waterfall in his oil painting. We're going to Rocky Mountain National Park next year, probably mid to end of June. My wife is doing some research so we can see what our itinerary was, and she knows how much I love painting waterfalls because she lives with me. And she said, you know, there's 31 waterfalls in the park? And I said, oh God, I need to be there 10 months just to paint them. So we'll see what happens. Yep, that waterfall goes bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just gonna have a river. Okay, and I'm gonna put the river in right now. And that'll separate mid-ground from foreground. And then I can tell what I'm gonna do for details. So I'm gonna go right into my white. Make this pronounced. I'm gonna add some more cerulean here shortly. Actually, I haven't used any cerulean in it yet, but I will shortly. But I wanna get the opacity down, okay? I just wanna get it to where you know exactly where this water is. No questions. There we go. Once I get that in, nice and smooth, I'll put the cerulean in and it'll look normal. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Straight cerulean, nothing else. Now remember, we've had the background similar to this for the water, but it was thin. Now we put in the white to give it its opaque nature. And now we're putting in cerulean blue. Now we got the blue of the water. And this one I'm going to keep really smooth like this. is just going to be a really, I'm going to put in a few water lines, not a lot of stuff. It's going to be like a little slow, meandering little forest river. No rapids today. My wife and I went to the gym and we did our workout already this morning, so I'm too tired for the rapids. I'll just put a nice, yeah, just a few little things in there. Okay, cool, I like that. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about now, I'm gonna put some rocks, little cliffs, just mini stuff. You think you got a huge rocky background, but there's gonna be rocks everywhere else too. So what I'm gonna do, take my palette knife and my purple and my Payne's gray and whatever the hell else I can find. And I'm just gonna put some rocks down. And the beauty about rocks in the forest, wherever the hell it is they're all over the place. Some are broken, some are this, some are that, some are big, small, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put some highlights on them, put some grass growing around them. They'll look really nice. I think I'm gonna put some on this ledge too. Now, the other thing is too, you don't wanna make everything look the same. You see how our mountains are different? This one's slanted a little to the right, that's a little straighter, this one's bigger. You don't want everything the same. Remember, control chaos. Nature's all over the damn place. So you don't want to have everything look like it's uniform, because in nature, really nothing is. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Before I highlight those, no, I'm not going to put the rocks in until I get the highlights on the water in. I don't want to take a chance of messing those up. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some more raw sienna. What I want to do is highlights on all the higher elevation stuff is white-ish with some gray. And what it does is it's showing its higher elevation, probably above the snow line. That's why you have the snow. This isn't, so I'm not going to make this white, but I am going to make raw sienna. So here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. There we go. Actually, I'm going to get a smaller knife. It was just a little too big for those. It's okay in making them but not highlighting them. Forgive me for having my arm in the way. There we go. Wherever the light's gonna hit it and dance and do all its beautiful little stuff. All its stuff. There we go. I needed more of that one. Now remember, the paint that's on there was put on with the knife to begin with, the dark. So that means that it's already thick. And now we're adding it on. So you don't want a heavy hand here. You want to let the knife kind of do the job without going really. Otherwise, you're going to blend it and you're not going to get the highlight. And at this point, you don't want to blend it. You just want the little highlights. There we go. That'll work. Okay. There we go. Now, the next thing I want to do put in some grass here. This is also going to separate the river from where the rocks are and stuff. Because of the design of my river where it is, I don't want to have rocks in it, which they probably would be in that surrounding, but not for me for this one. I know it's a minor thing, but it is accurate. I just want to do something a little different. I want the river to kind of be the smooth glass type of thing. There we go. Now I'm going to take that same brush I was doing the river with. Let's go right here just to the base. I want to make sure there's none of those little grasses coming in. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, take my little 1-inch brush. I'm going to take the same color I had for these, but I'm already going to start it with yellow. Just going to put some in. Actually, I'm going to go darker. I want to be able to see it. These are just little things here and there. These are big boy tree wannabes. They're not big yet, but they have aspirations. There we go. That looks good. Only thing I want to do different. I just saw it now instead of when I should have seen it. Got to get that more light. I want a little bit light here. There we go. Now we'll put them back. It's easy to figure out where they work because I got the bases of them there. Oh, palette fell over. That happens at least once a day. There we go. Yeah, that looks better with the light behind it. Okay. So our midground and our foreground and our background are done. Go with the highlight now in the water, basically just a water line. Like I said, this isn't going to be anything pronounced. It's not going to be like a rapids or anything like that. Just want to show that it is moving, but ever so gently. Okay. Now I take a bristle brush and barely touch it. That'll work. Okay, so then we'll take our knife back again. Go back into some more rocks. We're not going to put as many as we did up here. I'm going to put them here. So I'm going to have some little reeds and stuff in between. So I want to have a little variety over on this side. I don't want the whole shoreline to be rock. Just some areas of it. That'll give it a nice little texture. Move this up. There we go. we go. Put the rocks wherever. Okay, now we're going to take our raw sienna. We're going to highlight all this stuff. Again, I'm going to go to my little knife, just so I got it correct. Okay, that'll work. Now I gotta put in my grasses, my reeds, and all that other stuff. I'll just use a lot of purple for this. The flowers I'm gonna put on will work with that. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go straight white. Right into the dark Alizarin purple to make all these pretty little things that now are light purple. Alrighty. Now I need more yellow. And I should wipe the brush off. Wow, this one had a lot more blue on it than I thought. Okay, so I'll put some grass in here. Okay, my friends, I think we've got a painting completion. I was going to put some more stuff in, but I think it'll be overdoing it. So I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great work week. It's supposed to be hot as heck in the Midwest here this week. So if you're in the Midwest, today through, I think, Thursday, just take care of yourself. Make sure you don't get caught out in that stuff without water and everything else. And I will see you again next Sunday. Have a great week.